Hey folks, welcome to another edition of PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host for today. And today on this show, I have a special guest, Alex Boye. And he is new to Branson, and he's in town, and he wanted to pop by. And so anybody that gets 1 billion YouTube views, we've got to talk to. And so he's been featured on Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, David Letterman, America's Got Talent, and now PlayBranson. So we're excited to have Alex on the show, and so be watching for him here in just a few minutes. If you haven't been out to Silver Dollar City to check out their Star Spangled Summer, you just only have a few more days to do it. And did you know that the Harlem Globetrotters are out there? And of course, they have tons of rides, lots of food options, and special entertainment. So go out there. Check out Silver Dollar City. I've got some fun and crazy facts I want to give you, just a few. Did you know it's impossible to hum while you hold your nose? Try it, see what happens. The bigger forks lead you to eat less. So if you're having a big issue, use a bigger fork. I love this one. The longest word that you can type with your left hand is sweater dresses. That's what it says here, sweater dresses, the longest with your left hand. And you sleep deeper on a hammock than a bed. I have to thank Haley. Some of you that have watched this show from the beginning, she put those together for me. And I'm hoping maybe I can get her back on a show here shortly, so be watching for that. But she put some of those crazy facts. We used to do those every episode. We don't do that all the time now. Now, here's the deal. I do want to mention is Branson has a ton of new shows. And I don't think people realize how many new shows we have in the last year to year and a half in Branson. And so I'm going to go through some of them real quick because I don't think people realize this. We have Jesus at Sight and Sound. We have the Legends in Country over at Legends or at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater. We have a special engagement of the Man in Black over there. We have Pierce Arrow Country, Nashville Roadhouse Live. Those guys started during COVID. Crazy. They're still here. We have the new show Revive. We have the Hughes Brothers Country Dinner Show. We have Back to the Bee Gees over at Hamner's. We have the Ruby Room Theater, and over there they're doing Dancing in the Streets and Doo-Wop and the Drifters. That's new. We've got Merle Osmond and Todd Oliver over at the Andy Williams Performing Arts Center. At the Little Opry Theater, we've got a bunch of new shows over there. Country Evolution with Delina Ditto. That's exciting. Then we've got Chris Stanley's Comedy Magic Hour over there. We've got the Melody Hart Family Show, the Suns Music Celebration. So tons of new shows over at the IMAX complex. We have the Shepherd of the Hills. We have the Funny Farm Dinner Feud. I've heard great things about that. Over at the Branson Famous Theater, they're going to be doing the Ball Knobber Vintage Show. Dean Z is a new show, newer in town. We have the British Invasion, Awesome 80s. And then the Dancing Queen over at King's Castles. Here's one at God and Country Theater, the Comedy Book Heroes. I'm like, what is that? That sounds crazy to me. I love it. And some more shows over at the Branson Central Theater. We've got the Escape Reality Magic Dinner Show. We've got Steve Morris over there. So, you know, and there's a few I didn't even get to here, but folks, there are a ton of new shows in Branson. And so if you haven't been to Branson, you need to come. We're going to be back in just a second with Alex Boye.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to another edition of PlayBranson. And today on the show, we have a very special guest, Alex Boye. And Alex, this is your first time to Branson, so welcome to Branson.
Oh man, I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much. And the weather is incredible. I'm already getting suntan, and that means a lot.
So nice. So, like, billion views on YouTube. You've done a lot of stuff, both musically and film. And so
Yes.
I'm going to guess we have some listeners or some watchers, whatever you call them, out there that they don't know you. And so kind of tell people about your background, your history, and
name's Alex Boye. I'm from London, England. So I was born and raised. My mum and dad from Nigeria. Never met my dad, but when I was about 2 till I was about 4, my mum took me to Nigeria, and she stayed in England, and that's where I was born. But what happened, I guess my dad was kind of fed up of me, so he sent me back on the plane with an uncle back to England again, never seen him since.
Wow.
So lived with my mum. Mum pretty much raised me, single parent family. When I was 11 years old, she moved. She was going to back to Nigeria again for 3 weeks, but I didn't see her for 8 years.
That's crazy.
And I got put in a boarding school. You've seen the Harry Potter, right? I went to a boarding school like that, but without the magic and the moving floorboards. But I went to school just like that. The building looked like something out of Downton Abbey. Like, I don't know. I mean, and it was filled with kids from really poor, bad areas, broken homes. And to this day, I mean, this place was incredible. I guess it was like an experiment to get people from poor areas of town and put them in this really nice, giving them an incredible education. I mean, it was like a lottery. I was very fortunate. But I hated every single day at that place because it was just me, and I felt really lonely and stuff like that. And then during the vacation times, I'd stay with my uncle. He was very abusive, into drugs and everything, and he'd try and get me involved, and I'd have to buy him alcohol and drinks for his parties. It was so I grew up just not having the best. No, it sucked. Let's just be honest, right? I was never happy, and I was always blaming everyone, blaming God, blaming people, blaming everyone, you know. And so I was very, very angry kid. Music is what saved me.
Wow.
I remember when I was 16 years old, I was actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wanted to take my life. And I remember I went to this nightclub, which was, 21 upwards. I think I got to know some DJs and they let me in.
Yeah.
But I just remember my goal was, this is the last time I'm going to have a little last hurrah, have a dance, and then I don't want to be on this earth anymore.
Wow.
While I was there, I'm listening to this song comes on. And I'm crying my eyes out and everything. This song comes on, and the lyrics just perk me up. It's basically was just saying, keep on, keep on, keep on. With the strength of your mind, you can be set free. You can overcome your past. Look deep inside and you'll see your time will come at last. Don't give up. Keep on. And it's like the whole dance floor stopped, and it was just talking to me.
Wow. That's music is powerful.
Yeah.
Music is powerful.
It was like 10 years of therapy in 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
And when I left, brother, I had the biggest smile on my face. I went in from someone who wanted to take their life. I came out because of that song. Someone had the smile on my face, and I had hope again. And I remember thinking, how does that work? All I knew was that was the day I decided I wanted to be an entertainer.
There you go. Yeah. And so talk to us about that, the steps since after that, because you've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, everything is just, it feels like this blur and this really slow process. It's not like anything happened overnight. But really, once I'd made that decision, it was, I don't care, talent shows, performing for family, friends, or whatever. But I was a missionary for, let me see, when I was about 21. I did that for 2 years for Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And then while I was on the mission, when I was doing the missionary work, I started singing at people's baptisms.
Okay.
And I became the touring baptism missionary guy. Anytime someone's getting baptized, they'd call me and say, hey, can you come and sing at this baptism? I was like, sure. And it was just the way that I would feel, those kind of ceremonies, you know what I mean? With baptism, you just feel it's a spiritual experience every time.
Right.
So I started seeing tears on people's faces, and I'd be crying and stuff. And I'm like, just kept reiterating, this music is just changing my life. And now I want to see if I can make a living out of it. So I started a boy band.
A boy band. And that boy band was very successful here. Like it was called Awesome.
Yes.
right?
Really, we could.
And
I didn't even know what that meant. We're from England. We didn't even know what awesome meant. It was a DJ. He'd come off the stage. He'd see us perform. Originally, our name was Alex Boye and the Boys with the Z on the end, right? He was like, that name sucks. We got to change it. And so we couldn't think of everything. We come off the stage. We had a great show. And he said, guys, that was awesome. That was an awesome show. And the manager we had was like, there's your name. We're going to call you awesome. I'm like, okay. So we ran with it for 7 years. We had a lot of fun.
And it says here that your first 3 singles off the album, they went top 10 charts all across Europe. And you guys sold over 500,000 records.
Yeah.
That's a lot of records.
Especially then, yeah.
Even today, that's a lot of records, right?
Yeah.
And while you were in that band, you performed with a lot of big artists that people would know, like Bryan Adams, George Michael, MC Hammer. MC Hammer? Like, did he have the big pants? That's
Yes, he did.
There you go.
They were bigger in real life than they were on TV, if you can imagine that.
Yeah, so you did that for a while.
Yes.
And then you moved on.
Yeah, I felt like it was just taking me down a road spiritually where I didn't want to go. It was just getting hard for me because I didn't believe in sex before marriage, so I'm in a boy band. That's like an oxymoron. But anyway, on top of that, I didn't drink, didn't smoke. I wanted to keep healthy. But I think the most important thing is I wanted to start a family. I wanted to be around someone that I could start dating and stuff. There was not a chance to do that.
Right.
So I left London and I actually moved to Utah. Mm-hmm. And boy, that was an experience. I felt like...
I love Utah.
Yeah. I tell you what.
Utah's great.
Well, I had a lot of friends that were there and they invited me. They said, look, I was kind of having this interim break. And I thought, what am I going to do? And then I had friends that come to Utah, you'll love it here. And when I came out, I remember getting off the plane. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. There was no one that looked like me at the time, but I knew that that's where I was supposed to be. And within the next few years, I found myself as one of the first black soloists in the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Wow.
And I sang with the Tabernacle Choir for 8 years.
Wow. Okay, that is a good spot right there for us to stop and take a break. What an interesting story so far. You're going to have to stay to the second half. I can only imagine what we're going to talk about then. We'll be right back in just a
minute. The Hughes Music Show, Branson's ultimate entertainment experience. Voted Best Live Music Show by Branson Entertainers. The Hughes Music Show, celebrating 25 years in Branson. The world's largest performing family. One family, born to entertain. The Hughes Music Show.
Welcome back to the show here, folks. We're at the second half of the show with Alex Boye. And Alex, let's keep the flow going. So you moved to Utah.
Yep.
You're in the Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Yep.
Okay, so take us from there.
Yep. So did that for 8 years, and it really changed my life. One of the most amazing things is they have every weekend, called the Music and the Spoken Word. So every week, we would sing, and it'd go out to millions and millions of people. And I just started getting these opportunities and doors started opening. Wasn't the least place where I'd expect it. And so I got a manager, got an agent, and I found that manager actually, I got ripped off by like 10, 15 managers. Not digging managers, you know what I mean? Because they're good. Some of them. But anyway, I went on this website, okay? This is where it gets even more crazy. I go on this unfinished website. I'm praying. I'm like, Heavenly Father, please help the brother out. Let me get a manager that's actually going to do something for me. Yeah. I got kids. I need to pay diapers. You have lots of kids. Right? I have 8 children. Same mother. Just thought I'd throw that in.
You got a lot of kids.
Yeah. So anyway, I said, how am I going to support them? So anyway, I was praying. I said, Heavenly Father, help me to find something, So I just decided, okay, I'm going to go online. So I went online. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm online. I stumble upon this unfinished website, right? Don't even know why I'm on it. It's a music website. It's not even finished. And it says, do you want to be a star? And I'm like, yeah. Well, fill out this form. So I'm filling out all these forms, and then it's like, what's your 5-year plan? I'm typing in, this is really weird, you know. Okay, well, put some music up. Any videos? Show me some live performances. So I'm entering all this stuff and submitting, waiting for it to say, okay, good job, you know what I mean? We're gonna move forward, right?
Right.
I'm there for another hour and a half. Finally, it says, okay, submit the last thing. Now, $10,000 a month, and it's oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I spent an hour and a half.
They wanted you to spend a bunch of money.
I had to, in order to be with them, to move forward, $10,000 a month. I'm like, you said, why didn't you put that at the beginning? Of course, they're very smart, not going to do that, right? And we're getting, so ticks. But it had this gentleman on it. His name was Eddie Winrick. See, I'm going to say your name, sorry. Too bad. And his resume was insane. And I remember thinking, I want to be with this guy. I want this guy to represent me.
Okay.
So long story short, I find out that this guy, okay, the person that owns the website had met Eddie once at some sales meeting. And he said, can I use you as a reference?
Oh.
So now this guy's off getting 10 grand from everyone, promising that you'll meet this guy, Eddie. So I was just like, when he was supposed to fill in the submission, I said, no, I'm not interested. So he called me back. He called me. Oh, sorry, that's my phone over there. My bad. You can just press stop on there. Is that all right? It's on there.
We don't do retakes, folks. So if you hear that, it's live.
It's not your phone, it's mine.
It happens.
Yeah. So the submission form and everything, and so I didn't fill it in. So he called. He says, "You started, but you didn't finish the submission." I'm like, "Yeah, $10,000 told me to stop." You know what I mean? Because that's what I had to pay. And so he said, "Look, I really like your stuff. I love your videos. I'm actually going to send you to Eddie." And so probably about 2-3 months later, I get a phone call from Eddie who tells me he has nothing to do with that website. And he didn't even know why his name was on there. Wow. But look at this serendipity. We've been together for now 8 years. No,
wow.
Yeah, or 9 years.
Wow.
And it's been the greatest blessing. When you meet the right people, it really, really makes a difference in your career.
So how would you describe your music? If someone has never seen what you do, how would you describe it?
To be honest, it changes every week. No, just kidding. Well, every month. Well, probably every year. But because I've tried everything. And what's happened now is that I feel like I've got this just this concoction of all different kind of styles. Because I grew up with white foster parents, and then I grew up with black foster parents. So the first, when I was with the white foster parents, they would play music all day, 24/7 in the house, which was very unusual. It was like you're in a restaurant, background music. But it was all like, all the white artists, Phil Collins, you know what I mean, Genesis, you know what I mean, Rolling Stones, just all that. And then when I went to the black family, same thing, 24/7, they play music. It was the craziest thing, because I've never been to 2 houses straight. So they're playing Motown, you know, reggae and just R&B and all that stuff. So when you listen to my music, you could see all those influences in it, and it wasn't deliberate. I just realized it's now subconscious because I've had it in me. But right now, one thing I've been doing a lot is pop music with an African twist. And that's kind of what my show is, like Africanized. And so I could take a Taylor Swift song, and I'll do an African version of it, and it just started going nuts. And that's how I managed to get on America's Got Talent, because there was some scouts on YouTube scouts, and they saw a video that I did and said, would you come and perform this on America's Got Talent? And I ended up being on that, and that changed everything too.
Yeah, and so I went on and looked at some of your videos last night, and they were good and entertaining, and they definitely had, the ones I saw, and I didn't look at every one of them, but they
there's 200 of them,
you're
a busy man.
it did have that pop feel, and there was one that was recent where you were out at the Utah Jazz, and like people were dancing, and you could tell that thought has been put into this, and the other thing on here is you were like, I got to change my notes here, but it was like, you had the deal where you were the grand prize winner of the Hard Rock Rising Battle of the Bands as well. And so I think that's pretty cool. And you've also been in some movies.
Yeah.
And so you're doing lots of different things. So let's talk about why Branson, like, because you're here in town, and so tell people like why you came to Branson.
Well, let's be simple. This is a family place. I love to do family entertainment. It's clean, and that's what I'm very big on. That I'm big on I want to be the guy that when the kids are listening to my music, mum and dad say that's cool.
Yeah.
And the kids say that's cool as well. And there's not many of that left, you know. But when you come to Branson, you can get that. And so it was just a matter of time that was going to happen. And I know, like the Duttons, I know them, and also like I've heard about the Haywoods and stuff. And George Dyer, he was a good friend of mine. He lived in Utah for many years before he moved out here. And so I'd always had people saying, "Oh, you should come to Branson. You should come and check it out." And I always thought it's a lot different than I thought. I thought it was just, you know, like a real, I don't know, I can't even explain it. Like, you know, like those one-horse towns, you know what I mean? When you just have just like little, and then that's it, you know? But then I'm seeing shows with laser lights and all this, you know, action and all that kind of stuff, you know? So I was really impressed.
Yeah, and so you're here, you came because of a kind of a camp that the Hughes do, but
Yes.
you're also performing in their Revive show.
That's right, yeah.
So my question is, are you thinking about doing even more in Branson, or was this just a one-time special deal?
Yeah, with me, I'm just putting my feelers out. You know what I mean? I'm liking what I see. And again, I just love the family oriented entertainment side of it, and that's what I'm all about. So,
Yeah.
you know, we're definitely checking it out and seeing if there's a place for us here.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to get more information about you,
Yeah.
where would they go?
Let's go to alexboye.com.
Okay.
Boye, last name, and then, you know, just all my socials, Alex Boye. Go check it out and have some fun on the way.
So you've got I think it's around 750,000 followers on YouTube, over 1 billion views. So there's some of those videos like 15, 20 million people have viewed, and so that's a lot of people.
Amazing. Yeah.
I'm just happy if I can get to 1 million.
Hey, that's good.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there.
Hey, that's
but
good too.
Hey,
That's
we're making progress.
Yeah.
We're on our episodes. We're up almost to episode 200 of this show.
Wow,
So
that's a lot.
we keep putting them out there. You all keep
good, yes.
watching. So well, we appreciate you stopping by today.
All right, thank you. It's been
And
awesome.
folks, go check him out on YouTube. Be watching for him in Branson. He might be doing some special engagements here, so be watching for that. And I think you're going to like the music. It's pretty darn cool. Go watch the videos on YouTube. And of course, he would love for you to probably go buy some merch to feed his kids on his website.
Right, get those diapers in.
Go to his website as well. So we'll be back in just a minute to wrap up the show. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're wrapping the show up today. I want to thank Alex for stopping by and hanging with us for a little bit. I want to give you a few updates on things that are coming up in Branson. The Branson Elvis Festival is coming back July 23rd through the 25th at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater. Ronnie McDowell's going to be, I think, there on the 24th. Ryan Pelton's got a show that You'll Never Walk Alone on July 25th. That same weekend, Chris Tomlin is going to be out at Silver Dollar City on July 24th. Folks, you'll be blown away. If you've never seen Chris Tomlin, he is very influential in the Christian world. If your church is singing any contemporary songs, you've sang a Chris Tomlin song, but he'll be in town. Trace Adkins, Terry Clark, and Billy Bob Thornton coming up July 30th. And so lots of things coming up. Special shows. Now, I went and saw Vertical Worship out at Silver Dollar City. I mentioned that to you guys, several weeks ago, and I literally was blown away by how well they did. So these special limited engagements, take advantage of those when they're in town, whether it's at Silver Dollar City, whether it's at a theater, and check out those people coming through town. On our next episode, we have got Reza. And he hasn't been here for a couple of years, so we are excited to welcome him back to the show. So you'll want to hear the latest and greatest from him. And we hope you have a great week. We want you to go to our Facebook page, like us, Give us your feedback. Tell us who you want to see on the show. Let your friends know about this show. We want to promote Branson's entertainers. They need our support, especially with COVID. So if you're out there and like, should I come to Branson? You should. And you need the folks at ibranson.com to help you plan your entire trip. You can call them. You can get on the website and book it all. If you want to call them, it's 877-ENTERTAIN. Or you can just go to the website, ibranson.com, and you can book it all there. I will tell you that their service is better than Ticketmaster. We'll see you next week on Play Branson.